If you've been thinking about buying an Instapot, this is your sign. I am about to give you my full perspective on basically a review 2 years in the making. I received this Instapot from my mother-in-law who had purchased it and just didn't quite know how to use it, and so she gifted it to me, and I'm it's probably one of the best gifts that I have ever been given. This is a Instapot Duo Plus 9-in-1. It's an electric pressure cooker, but it's so much more. You can do amazing things in this Instapot. So let's do that quick rundown. First of all, you can do soups and broths, which certainly I have done that. You can also cook meat in this, guys. So I do like cracked chicken, shredded beef, shredded pork, and ribs. And the great thing about it is it's super slick. It's very fast. And then if I want to shred something after I've cooked my meat and it's ready to be shredded, I just use like a hand mixer and put it in here and shred up the meat inside the Instapot, and it works like a charm. It also will do beans. So I typically forget to set out my beans, and yeah, I just pressure cook them to get them to where they need to be so that I can add them to like my chili or my taco soup. And we've made a cake in this, so that was really fun, and it actually turned out. I was surprised. So you can make a cake in this, and a great example of that is like when we go camping, we don't have an oven in our camper, but we take our generators, so we're able to plug in our Instapot and make breads and muffins and things like that in the Instapot. So it's like a mini oven. Eggs and hard boiled eggs. This makes the best hard boiled eggs. It's super slick and it's not messy, which I totally appreciate. You can also use it as a traditional slow cooker. I do a ton of slow cooking. And you can tell it if you want to keep it warm, you can delay start, you can tell it how long you want it to cook, which are all like really great advanced features on this product. It does saute. So here, if you can cook your meat in this. So like if I want to do ground hamburger for my chili, I just throw it in here, saute it, grind up my hamburger in here, and then throw the rest of my chili ingredients in and either throw it into a pressure cook to have it done right away or hit the slow cook if I'm going to just let it stew all day. And it does rice really beautifully, actually, so no need for that rice cooker anymore. Porridge, sterilize, yogurt, and of course, pressure cook. It's so amazing, guys. And I just cannot express to you, like, I use this thing 2 to 3 times a day. I initially started using it during the pandemic, and I was working in healthcare at the time. And so I needed something like if I wasn't prepared before I went to work and didn't get something into the slow cooker, and at this point I'm cooking for a lot of people because we're with the in-laws and the whole family. And if I wasn't prepared, I'd get home at night exhausted and I could just throw something in this and boom, like the pressure cooking aspect of this is just phenomenal. And I feel like it's super safe. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to working with my pressure cookers, and I've had a couple different types. I've done a couple different types of like pressure cooking, and they're kind of scary. But this one seems to have like a safety mechanism on it, so it's not going to open if it hasn't been like depressurized. And all you got to do is just push this button, and it releases the steam out of this. Don't do that when it's underneath your cupboards, though. Then your cupboards get all sticky. Um, and so it's not gonna open, like, prematurely and, hurt you. You've heard all of those, like, horror stories about, like, lids blowing off of pressure cookers, so that's really nice. There's a lot of, like, safety information to just help walk you through that on the lid of the pressure cooker. I also really appreciate that the cord comes off the back, so I don't have to fight this cord, and worry about where I'm gonna wrap it up. I just store it inside the pressure cooker, which is, nice. Now, somebody had asked in the questions, like, is there Teflon in this? No, there is not. It is just a stainless steel crock, I guess you would call this, and it cleans up really nicely. So typically, I'll cook something in this. And then I will like, so I cooked cracked chicken 2 nights ago. And afterwards, I just scraped it completely out and then I rinsed it out and then I just let it soak overnight, which you wouldn't necessarily have to do. I'm just a little lazy and I like to let things soak. They're easier to clean, but they clean up really nice. It also came with like a trivet, which I never use, but you can use it. So it does come with that feature. Overall, like, it just stores really nicely, and for me, like, I have a small kitchen, so I'm able to, put this, just box it up basically and put it away really easily, and I don't need any of the other, items that I used to need. Like, I don't need a slow cooker, I don't need a rice cooker, like, it's all right here in my Instapot, which I just 100% love. So, it's been 2 years, and I'm not sorry. I know there's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's nothing that you can't overcome. So don't let this thing scare you because it's definitely going to change your world. And then last but not least, there's an app. There's an Instapot app, and it gives you like tons of great recipe ideas and tricks and tips and all of those things. So this is a great product. We love it in our house, and maybe you will love it too. So I hope that helps.